Stanley Parable or Gura Stanley Parable. Ah, I know, man. I noticed that. I was like, when I was uploading my new YouTube video, I saw Gura streaming Stanley Parable. I was like going through my subscriptions box, and I'm like, damn it! Do I want to watch this, or do I want to stream this? I'm like, okay, I don't like postponing my streams. I don't like dropping them, just because someone else's some other big streamer is playing a game. I'll just do it. I'm gonna do it. Courting's here. I thought Courting of all people would be watching Gura playing this game. Your girl is on a cruise, so I might disappear soon. A cruise?
It's been a while, VB.
It has. Holy shit, Skylar, you're still alive. How have you been, dude? I haven't talked to you in I don't know how long. Probably a month or two? Probably a couple months. Hope everything's well with you. I'm guessing it's just like work or school. You've been busy. You were saying, Courting, on a cruise, so you might disappear soon. Like a literal cruise? Like you're going, some type of sea voyage? Thank you, by the way, for the resub. Appreciate it, as always. I wonder how I'll keep up. I find the narrator to be incredibly to be an incredible sleeping aid? Oh, really? I think, he's entertaining. Keeps me awake, at least. Please enter the current time. What is it, 6? For me, it's 6 anyway. Well, and then PM? How do I... Oh, no. Hold on. Here we go. And 6:12. Didn't the game tell me that I can go ahead and put whatever time I want? Whatever, I'm going to put the correct time. Ah, 6:12 p.m. Your favorite time of day. Not really. My favorite time of the day is midnight, when I can just, wind down and do some stuff, Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 6:12 p.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. How accurate is 6:12 p.m.? What? What does that even mean? This makes no sense. The time is the time. Courting has been a girl. Who would have thought? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you never corrected me, Courting. Yeah, you should have corrected me a long time ago. If I misgendered you, my bad. My fault. By the way, your consistency has helped me set my microwave clock. Really? Good. I mean, I aim for consistency. I don't want anybody, confused whenever I stream on an off day or on an off time. I think you forgot what it asked you to do last time. Yeah, it told me to put an inaccurate time or whatever time I want, right? It's accurate. Look, accurate. Super 100% accurate. Okay, maybe slightly less accurate now because it's 6:14 p.m. Can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip a couple new ones up. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. The next time I boot up the game? I don't even know if there's going to be a next time. Well, what do you mean? Should I... Wait, hold on. Should I quit the game and reboot it? Should I do that? I might. Not gonna lie, the combos made me think Courting was like a 15-year-old boy. Right? I heard the little notification on my headset while by the microwave, and I was like, must be 6 o'clock. That's great. There may be a next time. We'll see. All right, we'll see. Thing is, I just want to play Darkest Dungeon next week. That's why. All right, let's begin the game. It saved my progress, right? From last week?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
I remember that.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor.
Throw them dagger and Iro
telling him
Swen.
what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
How very
Although
boring.
Others might have considered
Just like
it
real life.
soul-lifting, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Was. But then weird shit happened.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I have an achievement. Hey, welcome back. The game just welcomed me back with a new achievement. How nice of it. You were saying, Skylar, been doing good. Lots of outdoor work now that it's nice out. Nice out for you. It's unbearably hot over here. Holy crap. But that's good. Doing a bunch of art practice while college is on break. Gotcha. Going from engineering to art is a huge change. It does, yeah. It's all right. Well, hopefully, you know, you get as much as you can out of it. Good luck with that. You love this game? It's not an MMO? Ooh, well, too bad. I'm still streaming Guild Wars 2. Just a couple of days a week instead of 3 days a week. I don't know what's new, but I guess we just move forward and see if I can find anything new.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Nothing's different so far. We went to that room that says new content. Is that still there? Did I miss anything in that room? Wait. This wasn't here before, right? I think I would have remembered some neon lights next to the new content door. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm going inside.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign.
I did.
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
So this is new. Okay, cool. You've been tuning into the Guild Wars streams as I do. Eventually want to go through all of that stuff on my own. Just need to find the time. I get you. That's fair. Yeah. If I, ask questions, make it seem like I'm asking for help, assume those questions are rhetorical. I will explicitly, ask for help. You'll know when you'll know when you know. Okay.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
I'm having fun.
The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
I don't know if I even finished the first one. And I'm already playing the second one? Wait. Is this game an actual sequel? Did they pull a fast one over us?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Have they asked for a sequel? I feel like these types of games, people would be the opposite. They would ask for, they would ask that it would not have a sequel, right? Yeah, if I know the internet, I think they would say things like, the game is perfect the way it is, etc., etc. I mean, okay, sure, I haven't read the reviews, so maybe he's right. Maybe the narrator is onto something. If you own Stanley Parable, you got a 30% discount on the Ultra Deluxe.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Taste the sequel? New and tasty. Give me a moment. My cat opened the curtain. There you go. You're acting a little too crazy, Leo. Settle down a bit. I missed the end of the first game, and we've already on the second game. I didn't even finish the first game. Will I be spoiled if I play this version of the game? I don't even know anymore. I feel like people demand sequels without thinking about whether or not they really should ask for one. True. Curtain. Yeah, I have a curtain, like, right over here. Leah was looking outside. Oh. Wow, they put a lot of effort into this new section of the game. It's all fancy. I'd rather work here. Look at this. Very modern art, I guess. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Boring sections of the chart. Cool red section of the chart. Old busted. New hotness. What? They're backed. 2 doors? Oh, God. Oh, that's so stupid. That is so dumb. This new version of the game is on an entire new engine, VB. They did indeed put in work. Oh, so what was the original engine? Supposedly it was like some kind of mod of another game, I think, right? Was it a Half-Life mod? 1 more tablespoon to better table. No, wait, it doesn't say tablespoon. TSP? I don't know what TSP means. Win-win. Sequential. Mindshare. Paradigm shift. Synergy. Brick and mortar approach. And envelope. Client-centric marketing. The color red. Leverage. Holistic value. 1 to 2. The prototype ran off of the Valve source. The source engine, then. Okay. Was that a Men in Black reference? Maybe. Probably. Whoa. Oh. New mug! Teaspoon? Oh, yeah. It could be teaspoon. Probably. Stanley's Parable was Unreal. Mod first and same engine as Half-Life. And then now it's Unity. Ultra Deluxe is Unity. Gotcha. What is this? It's the same plant. What? It's the exact same plant. There's nothing different between these two pictures. I don't understand. TSP. Oh, the Stanley Parable. That's what TSP means. Oh, I'm stupid. Teaspoon? Yeah, my bad. The fern, yeah. Wait! Didn't the narrator tell me that this was going to be important? He told me to remember the fern. Yeah! Oh, wow. It's back, I guess. And now there are two Stanleys. Why does one of the Stanleys one of them doesn't have a computer? What the hell?
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be.
I will
but
play
let's
the
take a look
Teaspoon
at some
Parable.
of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Again. Right, sure. Meeting plan. Goo? 10, 11:30, 11:35, 12:02. Scrum. Scrum. Design pitch, break, pitch design, number 2 chat. Damn, I haven't heard the phrase scrum since I was in game design school. Oh, wow, it's been like, what, 8 years? Oh, I'm so old. Yeah. Scrum is, I don't remember what Scrum exactly means, but I remember being taught the phrase. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 arms, 2 legs. What happened to the body? Where's the torso? Who took the red marker? Me. Got him. What is Scrum? We must know. I forgot what it meant. I went to school for game development too. Never found a job. Yeah, that's what I was like. That's part of why I, stopped pursuing that side, that career. It's very unstable. So unless you're extremely passionate about game design, it's probably not the best. Sequels are good. Portal 2. Portal 2 was good. Yeah. Half-Life 2. I never liked Half-Life. Batman Arkham Asylum 2. City. Alright, Arkham City was great. So I'll agree. Yeah. Fantastic game. Divinity Original Sin 2. Oh my god, one of my favorite games of all time. That game is so good. Yes, I agree. Doom 2. Never played Doom. Aladdin 2, Return of Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar? Maybe? I'll take their word for it. Dragon Age 2? Ooh, no, not Dragon Age 2. No, okay, maybe not all sequels. Dark Souls 2. Wasn't Dark Souls 2 universally hated? I think people hated Dark Souls 2. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a Souls guy. Left 4 Dead 2? Left 4 Dead 2 is alright. It wasn't bad. I think that was a good sequel. Assassin's Creed 2? Assassin's Creed 2 is good. I think that's better than the first one in my opinion anyway. Scrum equals systematic customer resolution unraveling. Does that have to do something with like testing games? Bug testing or something? Monster Camp 2? Monster Prom 2? Ugh. I initially loved Monster Prom. I think the sequel, Monster Prom 2, is not as good. Definitely not as good. The Stanley Parable 2. Ooh. The prequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is a sequel to... What? Is it a prequel or a sequel? 2. Oh, notes. Just 2. What does that say? Don't talk to me before I've had a sequel. Okay, alright. They're going a little too hard on this. Every pause button is a Roman numeral 2. Okay, I understood that reference. Just the 2 of us. We can make it if we try. Just the 2 of us. Just the 2 of us. Just the two of us building castles in the sky. Just the two of us, you and I. Yes, that's a song. That was pretty offbeat for a second. This way to the show floor? Valued investors. Oh. New features. They got seats and everything. Look at that. You played the multiplayer? For what, Assassin's Creed? Ooh.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Wow. Okay. Office decorations, the reassurance bucket, the what? The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game? No way. No way. Hold on. Exclusive. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. As in it won't say Stanley? Hear your name in the game. Hear your name. Enjoy the new features. Okay, yeah, I'm doing it.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people.
True.
So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
The hell? Too big. Yeah. Too small. Yeah. Just right. I've always said that medium is premium. I hated when they took the multiplayer out of Ask Creed. It ended a YouTuber's career. I can't remember his name, but he made some hilarious videos on his games. Damn. Sad. I mean, shit happens. If they felt like, the multiplayer was not worth investing money, putting resources into, then it is what it is. Yeah, if I remember right, the multiplayer for Assassin's Creed was very much a niche thing. It was good, but not a whole lot of people loved it. They didn't play Assassin's Creed for the multiplayer. You know what I mean? Name. Hear yours today. Everyone's got one. Well, yeah. Is it going to say my real name, or is it going to say Vanillabean? Or is it still going to say Stanley? I guess we're going to find out. All right. Here it is. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Try it here. Let's go.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
No!
I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath.
My name's not
Clear your
Jim!
mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
No!
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
I know.
Sleeping and
Vanillabean.
waking as Jim. Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then
No.
please step forward and press the button.
I'm not. I'm not Jim. I'm Vanillabean. Refer to me by my name. Wow.
Jim. Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again. Jim. Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. It doesn't even it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from Jim. Let your emotional drain from all of his personal.
Ro oot to his Jim IDNT no Jim down with 5m.
I think I'll mute the alerts and only keep the soundboard open. That way, it doesn't interrupt what the narrator is saying. There you go. All right. But, however, Kearns, thank you for the resub. I do appreciate it. Not to sound, unappreciable. Whatever. You know what I mean. Jimothy. Jimothy? What the hell is Jimothy? There ain't nobody named Jimothy. Also, 22 Tabe. 22. Thank you for the follow. Hello, welcome. The name of the YouTuber was Aussie Gamer. Rip.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much, Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Okay, just wanted to press it as many times as I can before it got away. Ah, shit. It would be cool if someone actually named Jim, pressed a button. True. Like, it would be incredibly mind-blowing for them. Alright, well, that was the Jim button, I guess. Let's check out some of the other features. Jim is never Jim is never
I
Jim.
suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable too. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
But then you would barely have any sales. Come on. It's not very cost effective. Hold on, what is this? Where is this leading to? Okay, fine, whatever. Please no screenshots. Investor showcase. A whole new office. That's a little too much. I don't like the floor. Please no screenshots. Red is the new orange. It's a lot of red. It's way too much red. The new updated ray traced, more of the same, but in a good way sequel to the ray... Come on, ray tracing? New features, new content, new ideas. It's a little too much. Everything's just too much. Now you're Jim Bean. No, I don't want to be Jim Bean. Doesn't have a ring to it. The button that says that... Oh, I already been there. Jump circle. Jump circle? Wait, the jump circle? What the fuck? Collectibles? Free, new, plus easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. Oh my god. Infinite hole? There's so much. There's so... Oh, here's the jump circle.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Wait. It remembered how many jumps I put in last time. I don't know. Should I? What if there's a reason why I have one jump? New content, the jump circle. I don't know. All right, I'll leave it alone just for now. We did tell you there's a lot left, right? I'm a little overwhelmed. I don't know where to go. Let's try collectibles. It's not gonna really have collectibles, are they? Can you find them? Can you find them? Collect them all. Wow.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Dude, this is so crazy. What is happening now? What is that? What? It's a little dramatic, don't you think? How do I click it? What? I
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I have no words. Great, whatever, alright. Collectibles. Who doesn't love them? I played a lot of platformers in my day. Collectibles were the thing. Huge thing. It just works. Free, new, and easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. You know what? Free achievements. Whatever. I actually don't care about achievements, but let's give it a whirl. Free achievement. Get yours right now. Pull the lever. Receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. Get yours right now.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement.
Well, talking about the 5 years
you'll
achievement?
Come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Okay. Oh, you mean this one? Test achievement unachieved. Let's go achieve it.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm
Come
not
on!
a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous
I thought this
fans
is
all
the
over
sequel.
the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
The narrator is leading me on. Last time in one of his rants, he complained about an unfinished achievement in the game. I must have forgotten about it. Can I still... Here, what if I force it? No? Damn, how disappointing! It's not a bug, it's a feature. Then this game must have been developed by Bethesda, if that's the case.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
It's 10 years now? Why would it... No, why would they increase the requirement? Infinite hole, it won't end. Do I want to look at the infinite hole? What are my options? Let's look at the map. Expo Hall 2, guide. Jump circle? This map. Right, I'm here. Gotcha. Free achievement, I got that. The button that says, yeah, got it. Merch. Merch? Merch? Should we go look at the merch? Let's see what else. Settings, World Champion, the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket, Office Decorations, Epilogue. We'll leave that for last. Collectibles already done it. Infinite Holes right here. Super Go Outside. Don't play Parable for 10 years. I think people can just hack it, right? They'll just hack the game and get the achievement. Let's look at the merch. Ooh, I can't go inside. The end is never the end. This t-shirt is the best new feature. I saw the new content. Hey, there's a QR code. Does that work? I don't even know if I have the QR app on my phone. Let me see if I have it. I don't think I do. Where is it? LOR. Scram. I don't think I have it, so I don't think I can make use of this thing. I'm quickly going through all the apps on my phone. Just use the cam? Is it that simple? Should work with most cameras and modern phones. If your phone is Android, yeah, the camera is automatic. Oh, really? Let me try that. I wasn't aware of that. Okay. Tap here to go to StanleyParable2.com. What the fuck? Oh, that works. Okay. Welcome to the official website of Stanley Parable 2. A sequel, huh? Watch our helpful and informative video to learn more about the Stanley Parable and what the journey of becoming a sequel is all about. They have a freaking website? It's a real damn website. Look at this shit. The Stanley Parable sequels. There's a video. Direct YouTube link. What the? That's new. If you're more of a prequel sort of person, check out the Stanley Parable. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of the exhibit. What? Is this your first time seeing a meme website made for a game? I want to say yeah, maybe? I think so. There is a YouTube video in the site. I don't know if I should, put that on screen, or is that not worth it? Here, I'll just leave it on my phone for now. Click on that. I did. iOS has it too. Gotcha. All right, well, neat. Merch. What else? The bucket. I don't know if I want to look at the bucket right now. What is this? 2.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
12th birthday? Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
What? I didn't pick that! I picked Get Well Someday! What is the point of having choices? Never mind, the game is not developed by Bethesda. It's actually being developed by BioWare.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Yeah, we're moving on. To frustrate you, apparently. Is Stanley a step-niece? I don't think so. The video is worth. Should I? I can probably, the thing is, I would have to... How would I go about doing this? I have to... Here. I'm going to click on the share button on the phone, and I'm going to email the link to myself, and then that way I can open up my email on the computer, and then I'll pull it up on the desktop. Let me just do that. Copy link. Oops. Actually, that works. Go to my email. Compose. How do I compose again? I haven't composed my own email in forever. Here it is. Compose. No, that's create a new account. Frickin' frick. Deciding the person asked shitty taste in fashion. This is practice for when people ask which dress looks better. Ooh. I hate that. Just go to StanleyParable2.com on a browser. You know what? I guess you're right. What am I even doing? Let me do that. Let me bring up the website. You said the StanleyParable2.com. It's gonna be the exact same thing that was sent to me, right? The fuck? It took me to someone's Twitter. Huh? I don't think this is right at all, Courting. Got someone named Roaring Iron. Maybe it's without the the? Let me try it again. StanleyParable2.com. There it is. Okay, I got the correct one. We're in business now. Okay, so this is what I found on my phone, you guys. And this is the video I was talking about. Let's take a look. It's 10 minutes long. Is it worth watching the entire thing?
Say there, Timmy. What's that you're enjoying? Why, it's breakfast, of course. Everyone loves breakfast. But did you know that breakfast is...
I feel like I'm playing
simple?
Fallout 4 right
That's
now.
right. It's called lunch. And critics are raving that lunch will be everything breakfast was and more. With a little luck, we may even get a trilogy series out of it. Say, you know what a sequel is, don't you, Timmy?
Do we really need a trilogy of the
Sequels are
Stanley
the
Parable?
world's way of clinging helplessly to the past. We all want more of the things we love.
and we're all afraid of change, which is what makes sequels so popular.
Yeah.
New ideas are dangerous to me, and they can lead to early aging. This eager-minded young thinker is just 29 years old.
What?
That's why we have sequels, to keep us couched in the familiar and the comfortable. Sequels are the bedrock of a healthy, functional society. And if you look around you, you'll find them everywhere you go. For instance,
That child's
this
holding a
man
gun.
is developing a sequel to the automobile,
Probably a
which
toy
we'll
gun.
call the vertical automobile. It's a useless, impractical invention. And in 2 days' time, the man will be publicly stoned to death for his crimes against gravity. Not all sequels are heretical nonsense, however. Here's the man who invented breathing, which is the sequel to suffocating and dying a slow death. Even your parents are getting a sequel, Timmy. Their names are Rob and Jessica, and they'll be taking care of you once your original parents are sent back in time to fight a secret war for the government. Sequels can be very fashionable. This young woman is wearing 5 shirts at once, which is the sequel to wearing 4 shirts at once. Look at Becky over there, wearing only 2 shirts at once. Get with the times, Becky. In fact, there is only one single thing in the world that isn't a sequel. It's this. We don't know
Prequels?
what it is or why it exists, but it's the prequel from which all sequels are derived.
Well, sometimes
And
people want to
just
know
like
what happens
everything
before
else,
the story.
The Stanley Parable is getting a sequel too. We all know, of course, that it was your favorite game as a child. Don't you remember those long, lazy afternoons you spent playing the Stanley Parable? Watching your precious youth fritter away hour after hour.
I miss
We've
my
all
youth.
wasted our childhoods in one way or another.
Video
and you were
games and
fortunate
anime.
enough to get to waste
Yes.
yours on the Stanley Parable. But
Baseball.
the Stanley Parable
Ugh.
came out years ago, and you're not a child anymore. You're a man, which is like the sequel to a child. And as a man, you want manly things like taxes and cheating at baseball. You need a man's video game, Timmy. And that's why the Stanley Parable 2 will be perfect for you. It's as manly as video games can get. And if you don't believe
just call me Timmy.
let's look at the
else,
burly
Stanley?
hunk of a man who's responsible for the game. Huh, here he is, hard at work. His name is Gregory 8-Pack, and he's the
Gregory?
cutting picture of raw, virile masculinity. Gregory is what we call the ideas guy, and he
Or the
has the
chicken.
most important role on the team. The ideas guy tirelessly comes up with interesting concepts and then hands them off to the rest of the developers for the relatively simple job of turning those concepts into reality. For example, he's the one who picked up the phone and declared,
I mean, if his
"Someone
name
ought
is
to make a
Gregor, he
sequel to
might
the
be a
Stanley
chicken."
Parable." Good work, Gregory. Go ahead and take the rest of the day off. With the hard part out of the way, work on the game can now begin. The game's developers must answer a simple question. What makes a sequel in the first place? Well, it's simple. Sequels are an opportunity to correct the mistakes of their predecessors. We've all made mistakes, and we've all caused harm to someone we love in order to cover up our mistakes. When developing this particular sequel, it's important to start by thinking,
Look at
what
that.
mistakes did
From
the
last
original
week.
Stanley
We've
Parable
been here
make?
before.
Well, first off, most of the pornography in the original game was stolen or pirated, and it's
What?
time we paid the licensing fees fair and square. Second, the Stanley Parable was catastrophic for this man named Leroy, whose personal information, including home address, social security number,
There was
and
no
bank
pornography.
information, were all displayed prominently in multiple locations throughout the game. Although Leroy's money and identity were stolen, the fact remains that his personal information was the emotional core of the game and absolutely vital to a nuanced understanding of the story.
From
As reparation
FNAF.
for the harm we caused him, the sequel will contain a brief and insincere apology to Leroy, tucked deep within the game where it will be difficult to find. Finally, the
Half-Life.
Stanley
Gotcha.
Parable made the mistake of leaking too many government secrets about the nature of the Time Wars. Without these intricate details of specific military tactics, the story is likely to make
Why are
very
they
little
using
sense,
pre-war
but
footage?
we've decided to remove them from the sequel in the interest of helping the state's efforts. We'll get to you yet, Time Dracula. Now
What?
then, it's time to set about constructing the Stanley Parable 2. Game development is a difficult and complex art, one
Yeah.
which can only be fully understood by this race of hyper-intelligent child soldiers bred in laboratories. They begin by studying the original Stanley Parable. Here it is in its raw, untouched form, a specimen of technological perfection. Time to exploit it for profit. We begin by adding jokes. The Stanley Parable was most widely known for its stark
those
lack
look
of
like
humor,
equations
buffing
to
all
me.
conventional industry wisdom. It was a bold artist statement that its developers stood firmly behind. But in 2022, it's impossible to reach even a single consumer of video games without jokes of some kind. So very well, jokes it'll be. During its development, over 500 kiloliters of comedy will be funneled directly into the core of the Stanley Parable 2.
How very specific.
Creating jobs for hundreds of machine operators and producing 30,000 tons of pollutant chemical byproduct, which will be pumped directly into local lakes, rivers, and beautiful nature reserves like these all over the country. Another common complaint
you
of
know
the
what? It's
Stanley Parable
that's
is
so
that
that's
there
all right.
wasn't enough gameplay. And so for the sequel, its
a walking
developers
simulator.
have gone to
What are you
great
gonna
lengths
expect?
to fix this problem. Here we can see gameplay being printed onto sheets. Every video game contains as many as 1,000 sheets of gameplay, and several of the largest games ever made contain
Code, if
close
you
to
mean code,
1,500.
yeah.
On mobile devices, the gameplay sheets have to be printed smaller. For the Stanley Parable 2, as many as 35 new gameplay sheets are being printed, each of which must be delicately massaged by the hands of a child before being added into the game.
A QA
This
tester,
man
don't
is
know.
stealing gameplay sheets from the factory, which he likely intends to use for a personal project he's been developing in his spare time. A good public stoning will cure him of that inclination.
Wow.
Let's check on Gregory real quick. Ha! Still recovering from a hard day's work. Don't you move a muscle. Next up, it's time to blackmail the press. In a competitive market, blackmailing your local journalist
is this
can be
video
one of the
trying
most
to tell
effective
us?
methods of creating word-of-mouth buzz for your sequel. In fact, blackmail is the currency of social progress. From your neighborhood grocer to the teacher at your school to the man who helps you steal HBO, everyone responds to blackmail. And if you've never done it before, it's easy to practice at home on your friends and family. Simply follow the instructional pamphlet
Imagine
that your
stealing
teacher hands
cable.
out after the end of the film. And finally, there's one last tool at our disposal for making the sequel feel fresh and exciting, and that's packaging the game with collector's edition merchandise.
Brand
If
X,
you order
why?
the Stanley Parable 2, you'll
Z.
receive this cow's egg. A single egg will produce over 1,000 cows,
Cows-
which are, of
cows
course,
don't
the
lay
sequel
eggs?
to pigs. And there you have it. Everything there is to know about producing the Stanley Parable 2. Of course, you may know that there is also a game titled The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. So which game is the true sequel to the
Yeah.
Stanley Parable? It's an excellent question, Billy. One which the child soldiers have been working round the clock to come up with an answer to. And after many weeks of diligent research, the conclusion they've reached is, who gives a shit? All that matters is that it's more content for you to cram down your insatiable gullet. You don't
Yeah.
want thoughtful and
Who
nuanced
cares?
answers to complex questions, Billy.
Just
You
play the
want to be
one that's, you know,
bubblegum and
that's got
treated
more
hopscotch.
words with it.
So get out there and consume. Do your civic duty and bully your parents into buying you every version of the Stanley Parable 2 on every platform. Tell your
I only need
friends to
one
bully
version.
their
I'm fine.
parents as well. It's through community efforts like these that the world comes together in harmony and connection. And it's only through this connection that we'll defeat Time Dracula once and for all. Don't
Time
let
Dracula?
the time-traveling vampires win. Buy the Stanley Parable 2 and pledge
Oh, yeah,
to support
Skyrim
all
marketing.
sequels.
True. Yeah.
For today, tomorrow, and into the great unknowable beyond.
The end. How many versions of Skyrim are there? In Memoriam, Billy, 1953 to 1956. Only 3 years old? Wait, what? What? I don't understand. Hold on, let me bring back the game. All right, we're back. What a detour that was. Holy crap. What? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Okie dokie. That was entertaining. Where do we go next? There's an infinite hole. Let me look at the map real quick. Merch, we took a look at that. Settings, world champion. That's the hashtag number. It's around the corner over here. Wait, we've already been there. Right? Yeah, we've already been there. You know what? Frick it. Infinite hole. We'll go into the hole. There's another thing over here. Oh no, that's the balloons. So we want to go this way. What does that say? The holy moly. How deep can we dig? We will find out. Time, depth, time like infinity, distant future, distant space-time. What the hell? This is way beyond my comprehension. Opening, rim, surrounding area, depth, infinite. Okay. There's a lot of science behind this hole. I wonder if it's deeper than the hole I found in Blood Tide Coast. It's the time cube. Maybe.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right.
Pretty sure video games have done that before.
You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Alright. Okay. Let's check it out. Here goes nothing.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
What happens if I don't press it? Yeah, nah, I'm gonna call you out on your shit.
Bummer, but I do recommend you use
Why
the
have a teleport button? Why have a teleport button if it's an infinite
Do
hole?
it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
I guess if you want to cut it short. Time for me to go. I can shift my sleep schedule just so many times
Okay,
before I
Stanley,
F myself
I don't
over.
know quite how to
Gotcha.
say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
I told
Is it a
you!
very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity.
It's getting
From
smaller.
one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole.
I thought I was gonna
You found
die.
out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me.
I managed to
Maybe
fall to
you're
my
the
death
problem.
every stream, narrator, so...
Look,
It's just
things
become a
got little
habit.
Heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the whole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll
How
just be
about-
up here when you're ready.
How about I don't do that? Yeah, what if, I don't... What the hell? Cigarettes? What are cigarettes doing down here? People have been smoking in the hole! I don't know why I find that so funny. If you hit the bottom, the VB ending, we're not gonna call this the VB ending. It's not a thing. My name is not a verb. It's a hole. People throw trash in holes. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. And they thought this is like, you know, if it's an infinite hole, so it doesn't matter where this trash ends up, right? I guess the narrator is, all right, nothing's gonna happen. I guess I have to teleport.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Okay, all right. We checked out the hole. Mostly infinite. Yeah, mostly. Did they change the sign? Jump in. Well, nothing's gonna change. It's the same thing.
Oh,
Watch.
for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal.
Not
Normal
holes
person would have
necessarily. I
said,
mean,
"Yep,
yeah,
that's an infinite
but
hole right there goes on forever till the
I
end of
just
time. Don't
fall.
need to see it all,
I like
but
falling.
Not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of...
what the?
Oh.
That was quick.
Did the hole seem even shorter to you this
You noticed
time?
that too?
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean,
yeah.
admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Well, now I'm curious.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled.
No.
I really do have so much. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing with... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite.
Yeah, it's getting
I
shorter.
suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no
Teleport me
explanation
back
for the
and let's see if it gets
uncertain
shorter.
nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, there it is.
What the
The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot.
Or just a little pit. Yeah, it's a kitty pit.
How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes,
I
but
just
at this
want-
depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to
I can't
judge?
even get out.
You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
I need a teleport button for this, depth? Really? Really? You've got to be kidding me. All right, fine. Uh-oh. I pressed it.
Is the, teleport button not working? sure?
G.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
Analista. Only if
Still
you can
nothing?
jump. I don't think
Well,
that
I
works.
suppose,
Yeah, spacebar
suppose
doesn't
there is
work.
one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you
But
could
you were
ever
with
have
me
asked
just a
for.
second
It's
ago.
a
You can't
win
do
for
this to me.
everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
No, that's bullshit. Last week you couldn't, live without me. And now you're just gonna leave me behind? What server am I on? Guild Wars 2? I'm on the Gate of Madness. But as long as you're on the NA, you can play with me no matter what server you're on. Yeah. This music is very ominous. What's with the music? I can't teleport. G doesn't work still. What the hell is happening? What the hell? Change your perspective? Oh my god, I can see my character model! It's horrendous! This is very unsettling. Change your perception? What is happening? I'm not gonna play this game high. I don't do high. I'll probably drink. F. Change your reality. What the hell? Oh, that's creepy. This is a little weird. What? Oh, hey, look, puppies! How many perception things? I haven't even cycled through all of them. G. H. Wait, J? Change yourself. Oh, what the hell? What is that? Wait, what? That I don't understand. Ooh, this is like some Tim Burton thing going on right there. What the hell is this? Hold on, can I change my perspective again? Oh, that was pretty good. I like that one. That's a good one.
Stanley!
The narrator's back.
Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it.
Are we
You
actually
won't
high?
miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused
The
on
devs
the
were probably
hole?
high.
From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Hey, wait, no! It's happening again, isn't it? Maybe? Probably? I... Wait, so now it teleports me over here? It doesn't take me back to the office anymore? Okay. Wow. Just wow.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
How rude of the narrator to take us away from those lovely puppies, I know, right? That was the infinite hole ending. Wow, okay, alright. That was a trip. I guess there's the bucket, right? What else do I have? Where's the map? There's a map here somewhere. Right, did the circle, map, free achievement, name, merch, settings, bucket, office decorations. Where is office decorations? Actually, office decorations was the balloons, wasn't it? Yeah, alright. Alright, yeah, the bucket. Let's see what the bucket is all about. What be the bucket? Kind of like a side thing to the broom closet. Not really an ending.
That it was
Oh.
confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
What bucket?
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease
What
will
bucket?
fill your mind and
It's a
your heart.
pedestal.
It's true.
Oh!
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Hey,
You may
Steel
even
Star, it's been a
come to
while.
long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
It's just a bucket. What the hell? You feel comforted by this bucket? It's just a bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
+2 charisma?
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Wait, really?
The benefits of
Just
the
a
bucket
bucket.
seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? It's just a... I can't put down the bucket. Am I gonna carry this thing with me? Wherever I go now? Is that all? That's it? I just hold a bucket. The spoopy... Yeah, the laugh was kind of spoopy.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
Yeah, because they don't normally
There really
have
should
you
be an
carrying
award if it
buckets.
isn't already.
I think the closest thing to that would be in Skyrim when you put buckets over people's heads, so that way you can sneak around them. Good times. I still have that. I don't know. Should I use up my last jump? When we exhaust all of our, options here, maybe I'll go back to that. I can't even put this thing down, man. I've done that. I've done that. Collectibles, I've done that. Exit. There's an exit? There's an exit. This is like that gnome from one of the L4D games. We adore the bucket. You and the bucket are now one and the same. Nothing can tear you bounds with the bucket. The bucket is you. You are the bucket. It's the Stanley Parable, not the bucket parable. Whoa.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
I
Ready
think
to
so.
Move on now?
I'm kind of... See, I want to know... You know what? All right, look. It seems like this is the end, right? Let's use up the final jump. Where is the jump circle? N? I've lost it. Where? Oh, right here. Stanley doesn't matter anymore. The only thing that matters is the bucket. What about me? I matter. There you go. That's it. Nothing happened. Really? Really? That's not new content! That was in the last game! Alright, we're leaving. Half-Life 2 Episode 2, there was a gnome found in the beginning of the game. You could get an achievement by dragging that gnome to the end of the game, launching it to orbit. That's funny. Hilarious. I don't know a whole bunch about Half-Life. I've only played like the first few levels of Half-Life 2 and I, didn't really enjoy it. I know about the G-Man. Ooh, what the hell?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say,
It's already
let's
a
do an
good game.
experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here
Sure.
it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
36 jumps!
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind.
What the hell did you do,
Hold on.
narrator? What is
Let me
this?
do a different arrangement.
Oh, hey, a collectible! Wait, no, the collectible!
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
2 collectibles!
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
Wait,
And I
can
do
you
very
spawn
much
some
enjoy
stairs?
creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
What?
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of
Can you
the
buy
first
more jumps?
game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter
The Stanley
how good
Parable
these
2,
gags
now
are,
with
they wouldn't stand on their own.
microtransactions.
They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
Oh, yeah.
With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up.
Just take what you did with the Ultra Deluxe,
Go ahead.
graphic and
Take a look.
turn that into a 2. There you go. Whoa, what the? Oh! Whoa! It's got all the settings and everything. Am I really doing this? We're gonna play the sequel?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee
Balloons.
number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him
So
through a
far,
monitor
this
on
is
his
just like the
desk,
beginning of the
telling
game,
him
yeah.
what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
What do you mean that was a single ending? You mean
And
that
then
it...
one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions.
Oh my God, the balloons.
Call a meeting, or even say,
Well, that's how you know it's a
"Hi."
sequel. It has the
Never in
balloons.
all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
That is insane. What do you mean this is like... So I got that entire section with the Stanley Parable 2 was just one ending? That is insanity.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Just wanted to make sure if there's anything new. Like new. This is a horror game. I'm getting Pennywise vibes. I've been playing this game for like 4, maybe 5 hours so far. Nothing actually horrific has happened. Except, for existential stuff.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him.
What?
Begging him to pick it up.
What bucket?
Why was he not doing it?
Wait, was there a bucket?
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Oh my God. One day you'll get 50%. I'm still not 50% done.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
So he's just replacing all the lines from the narrator, but instead the bucket is now beckoning me to do the things instead of, him.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful
The bucket is not
turned out to
sentient.
be.
It's just a bucket. Right? Maybe?
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No. I'm gonna go this way.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
The bucket is speaking to me? The bucket added so much content to the game for you. Apparently. So do I just
Good,
redo every
said the
single
bucket.
choice but with the bucket
ride
now?
the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course,
Although I
because
should.
buckets can't talk. But Stanley
Yeah.
chose not to think about this obvious fact.
Yeah.
He was firmly
Wait.
convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Another item off my bucket list. Boo!
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
I don't really have much of a choice. Either I obey or I jump off. We'll obey for now. Oh, what the hell? This is scary.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Wait, where's my bucket? My bucket's gone. What the hell? Is that supposed to be a bucket? It's too fuzzy to be a bucket. Oh, okay, all right. Maybe. It's called art. Yeah, sure, modern art. Yeah, I've seen one of these things back in San Francisco. Wait, so what am I doing here? Oh, the bucket! I'm blind. Hello, Stanley, it's me, your bucket. Press V to take me to work with you? Okay.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It
What do you mean I
doesn't
stood on my
literally talk
wife?
and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Why does the bucket keep disappearing on me? Where'd he go now? Bucket! Hello, bucket? Oh, there you are. Bucket! Press N to take me back home with you. Why is it a different button every time?
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
I guess I'm role-playing as the crazy person. Okay, cool. Press G to go back to work.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me.
Is the
It's
bucket my
just a
wife?
bucket. It can't think. It can't talk.
All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
You don't know that?
That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
It provides me comfort, all right? The bucket is my only friend in this entire video game. Don't listen to the loud man. Press K for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Oh, it's gonna be a great week off. All right, hell yeah. Where is Bucket? Oh, there you are, Bucket. Ignore anyone in your life except for me. Yes, you know what? The Bucket is my new best friend. Screw it. My wife,
Sad.
the
I
Bucket.
suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
I mean, it's my wife. Man, first my wife was a mannequin, and now my wife is a bucket. That's just so sad. What does that even say, you know, about me as a person? You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press X to go back home. You're as real as any anime waifu. Yes.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Well, it is a very shapely bucket. Press K to relive this same day with me over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the
The
ways in which
narrator's
it's
going crazy.
so much more than just a regular bucket?
Press M to go home, to work, to home, to work, to home, to What?
Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket.
You
Oh,
too?
No. What's going on? Why
No,
do
you
I
can't
want to
have
be
the
with
bucket. It's my bucket.
Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome
It's my
situation.
bucket. You can't have it. Also, what is happening over here? Am I about to have sex with the bucket?
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the
No!
bucket, Stanley.
No!
I need it. Give it to me now. Give
No,
it.
no! It's my bucket! No! That timing. So, wait, was that technically the threesome ending? Did me, the bucket, and the narrator get it on? This has got to be the strangest porn I've ever seen.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I can't believe it. The bucket's still there. Well, now we gotta know if there's, you know, more stuff with the bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
All right, we'll go to the left door.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
So here's that room.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the
Nothing's
bucket's
different.
warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Oh, God, I don't know why the slide change scared me. All right, yeah, I'm just a jumpy person. Oh, hey, the broom closet. It's not boarded up anymore. So that means I can go inside.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy, it's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
It's my
I
bucket.
can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
I won't. It's my bucket.
I know how hard it must be, given
It's
the
my
pressure
wife.
that the broom
You can't
closet
have my
is
wife.
putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and
My
lifelong
only friend.
You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into
We made wedding
name-calling
vows
now,
and
it
everything.
seems. Is this how low the
I'm not
broom
dropping
closet
it,
has
no.
sunk that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons.
Me neither.
This is worse than I had
That's not
imagined.
true. I love the broom closet.
Wait. Now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
They're just jealous.
That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner?
That is
Well, I never.
almost not
Go on,
true.
Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom
It's only
closet
true
off
if I
for
see
its
a
demeaning
Dakimakura.
comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
I'm not handing over the bucket. It's my bucket. Okay?
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go.
Oh,
There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
he slapped on a sticker onto the bucket. It says property
All right,
of Stanley.
I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
I can tell just by looking at it. Also, isn't that like kind of like
You know what?
branding
I
my
could
wife?
take the name calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom
You know,
closet is
headcanon.
just giving
My
us
wife
the
is into
silent
that.
treatment.
All
And
right.
to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
He's mad. He's really mad. Well, me and the bucket are just gonna have some sweet lovin' inside this closet. You know, just like every other office romance. I think. Is that it? I don't think he has anything else to say, right? Okay, what if I step out and then step back in? Nah, okay, that's it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay, sure. Ooh, the bathroom. Nothing's changed over here. Whoa! No way.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Yes, Stanley and the bucket are out of the closet now. 2 out of 6. I thought that was a joke. Do I actually have to go look for these figurines now? I have to go hunt them down. Oh my god. Just in time for Pride Month. Right? We won't go this way yet. Let's go this way first.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Yeah.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
How about 6969? Okay, 2845.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
Be
Trying
patient.
to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I know.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
So I have to go through the entire... Oh!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Nah.
Stanley figs. What about
Not mini stands.
Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another
Stanlerine.
Stanlerine under your belt.
Just call them collectibles or figurines. Don't make it weird. Trying to turn it into something, you know... Trying to mix a couple of words up like it's a word salad. Stanlerines. Anyway, I was saying, yeah, we're halfway through. Just need 3 more figurines. I'll get them.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, you know what? At least this adventure is not so lonely anymore.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
We gotta go to the mind control facility first. Yeah, we'll do that. Stan urine? No. Where does the urine go? Don't answer that.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret
Yeah,
did this
I
place
know.
hold?
This is the
Stanley and
architect
the bucket
room.
both wondered to themselves.
I pressed the button. Oh, I go this way. Duh. Then I look at this.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I can't. I just... you know what? This is still a better romance story than Twilight.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Hell, this is still a better story than Shadowlands.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. his one friend in the entire world. At this point,
My wife
he could
bucket.
trust no one except for the bucket.
Okay.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content.
I
Walking,
still never
eating,
understood
working,
this.
all of it monitored and commanded from
the
this very
numeric
place.
sequence thing.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket
How?
made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
This is like an 80s movie then. Mind controls, idle, awaiting input.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Right. We're turning it off.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their
This was the
greatest
best
and
ending,
darkest enemy,
last
freed
time.
themselves from the tyrannical
Without the
grip of
bucket, I mean.
evil mind control machine. Freedom
was true
now
freedom.
mere moments away.
I felt like I actually broke the
Excitedly,
cycle
two of them
with
began
this
to
ending.
discuss the kind of life they wanted to
Kind
live.
of.
Once they stepped through this massive door, the bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
What?
True, it was a simple life they envisioned.
It's
but it
psychotic.
was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and... What?
Hey,
Wait,
Felon.
what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was
That didn't
Stanley and the
happen last
bucket
time.
not about to be freed?
That didn't happen last time.
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. The
No!
facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Hey! That was not as happy as I thought it would be.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
All
could
right,
it
now
mean?
we got to turn on
Stanley
the mind
decided
control
to go to
facility.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had
All right, we're
simply
gonna speed run
misremembered.
there.
The confusion and the
We're gonna go
chaos
all the way
all
back to the
seemed
mind control
melt
facility.
away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Left door.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
This time we're gonna take control of the facility. What the shit? Trust the completionist instinct. There will be a reward for finding them all. But the narrator said there isn't. What? Lies? Who are you? BBB lol. There will be a cleaning of this wall required. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. The narrator lies. All lies. God. Okay, all right. Well, we gotta find the figurines. We gotta find all of them. Whatever will he say about the broom closet again? Will we go through the same thing?
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
The narrator's tired of my shit. Okay, all right. He's not talking anymore, so we gotta actually leave. We gotta
Coming
go
to a
up.
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
And then 2845.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Yep, as
Was
always.
it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Sure is. The narrator a bad guy? I'm confused. He's chaotic neutral. Yeah, just think of the narrator as a chaotic neutral person.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yep. Then we press this button over here.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Let's go.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Why are the
Bucket had
monitors
never
like
seen anything
displayed like that?
this, and it very nearly burst into tears as
Hey, what's up
Stanley
with the top
cradled it
monitors
gently,
over there?
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
And then here we go.
Was the
Get me the
bucket
elevator.
under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Yeah, only the bucket. That's when you forgot to pre-measure a room that just slaps
here
the
was
extra
the proof.
monitors wherever they
The
fit.
heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold
All right, we're turning it
reality
on.
of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror.
Huh?
Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself?
The bucket's
Could
evil?
the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
What the fuck?
Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again. Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all.
What do you mean?
It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
What?
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery.
Why
Stanley and the
though?
bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place.
flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, look at that one. Oh. I ran all the way back for that.
All of his co-workers
Yeah,
were
all the
gone.
brain
What
damage.
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
I'm
room.
losing my mind.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms.
I think we'll
With the bucket
escape
in his arms
the
again,
facility
he
this
was
time.
home.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go
Stanley
left
clutched
again.
the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
The Stanlerines? We gotta look for those too. Yeah. We'll find them. Will he say anything new?
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I
okay.
did, you
Never
can
mind.
guarantee we'd be in here for hours.
Yeah, all right,
But
nothing
alas, no stickers.
Coming to a
No new
staircase,
lines either.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay. 2845.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
And down we go. Oh, we gotta do the down and up thing too, huh? Oh my god, we gotta do everything we did last week. But now with the bucket. That's technically twice the amount of content.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Nope. I did 10 endings last week.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
No, he won't. I mean, yes, maybe,
The door
probably.
behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had
This is the
every
one where the
opportunity to
narrator
turn
gets
around
replaced by a
and get
female
back on
narrator,
track.
right?
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Nah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine for a moment anyway. And then we won't be fine. Here we go.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense
Me and
of
the bucket are
ease
gonna be
when you're
fine.
about to be crushed to death?
No, he won't.
This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
I was curious.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed
Kicking the
violently
bucket,
to
yeah.
death.
Literally. Or we would. See, I never understood that. Why the narrator gets replaced.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
What? Hold on. Oh my god, the museum changed too. Now it's about the bucket. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within. True. A cavernous void. Mine certainly is. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you have what you learn here out with you? What? Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? What happened to the bucket? Wait, what? Where's my bucket?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Since he dies with you, that's the point. It was, 25 buckets. A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. What? Oh, wait. A bucket with 2 handles. Now that's just nuts. What do you need 2 handles for? This bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life. True. Having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental, every year dozens are put to death just for attempting it. I'm losing my mind over this. This is crazy. Wait, that's probably more than 25. True. It's gotta be a lot more. Oh, hey, look, an old-time bucket. Inferno bucket, a replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains, no one can control a bucket. What is their obsession with these buckets? The stress bucket, an analogy, worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance. Vulnerability equals size and strength of the bucket. Coping strategies equals holes. Rest and relaxation, doing something you enjoy, rest and relaxation. Stress equals the level of water in the bucket. The stress bucket presented without commentary. I don't... Alright. Probably be too glorious if it was more than 25. What is this music? Do you hear that? What is this, Skyrim? Am I about to learn a new word? Of power? Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. So the bucket is a god?
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. That's the bucket. That's my bucket. That's my wife! Wait, there's a hole. Oh. I have to go for it. I have to go for it. That's my wife. That's my wife. What the fuck? Bleh. Glass floor.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as
No,
leader,
the bucket's
as
going with me.
commander
We're
of
dying
the
together.
world.
This is my
New
wife.
vision.
This is my wife. The bucket of Dovahkiin. You should have held up a sign that said "Yikes" and then fell. Right? How's it going, Zeno? This entire game feels like a
Stanley
freaking
was
cartoon.
alone. Finally.
Wait,
this
what?
is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
This is new. This dialogue is new. He never said that before. Hey, wait. Figurine Finders Committee meeting today in the meeting room? I don't know if I probably just ignored that. I didn't see that. All right, here's my bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Just me and the bucket. Forever.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
What did I miss? All right, so we escaped the facility last time, right? Oh, we didn't go downstairs, the opposite path of the boss's room. Okay, let's do that. This butt is too funny. Thank you, Buttspot. Okay. Nothing's new with the broom closet. We'll go downstairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
We're going downstairs. Is there a... Oh!
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think,
Figlies?
Stanley?
No,
What
Figlies
name
sounds like a
better
snack,
encapsulates
like
the
fig bars.
intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1.
Yeah.
Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
You can collect them in your bucket. It's probably where they go. I got 4 out of 6. 2 more to go.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then...
Oh, this is the crazy
something
loop
occurred
one.
to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me
Yeah.
in difficult times.
Why isn't my
such as
wife talking
these.
to me?
He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
What are you talking
And
about?
that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket?
This is not my
all
wife!
terribly wrong. Surely no
Whoa.
good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
Not as odd as
Now he
having a
felt
fake
himself
bucket.
off the ground. Oh,
What?
gracious,
Whoa.
he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find
Ironic.
it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
could it truly be?
Huh?
He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after
Which
the
one
next.
is my wife?
None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Bucket, where are you?
Me, Stanley, find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore
Where's
his
my
sanity.
wife?
And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks.
No.
He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
Where?
The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and
So
raving
buckets
about
in this
a narrator
universe are
describing
security
all his actions
blankets?
and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps
I
he didn't
tried.
even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
What? Backflipped? I think the narrator or the developers or both, they were both on drugs when they did this game. They were absolutely on drugs. Anything is possible with your bucket.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
What are you talking about? My orders right here?
No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Very odd. Okay. Are you feeling okay? You look a little pale. I'm just slightly winded out by the craziness. Alright, I think I just need my bucket.
The good old bucket.
Yeah.
Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Where have I not gone yet? Let's
Stanley
see.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We went down. Did we go to the penguin room? We also didn't try going up and down, up and down. You know what? Yeah, we keep going left. We also got like 2 more figurines to go. Already checked the broom closet. We go back up.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yeah, alright. This time we will go this way. I don't remember if this goes anywhere. Taking the bucket to the distant future. Or at least going up into the future. Stanley. Wait. This doesn't lead anywhere, right? Hold on. Wait, no. This elevator doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. Ah, snap. All right. What have I not tried?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Here, we'll put in the code.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for this. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was
Up
the
and down.
bucket guiding
We're gonna go up and down.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
And it's the last thing that I haven't tried in this path. Okay, and then we go... Then we go back up.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again.
What?
The bucket said nothing.
3? I love how the bucket could be a companion cube. Pretty much, yeah. Oh man, I haven't thought about the companion cube in forever.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over.
3, 3, 3, 3. That's my thief rotation. What?
Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
What? So it doesn't do anything? Okay. All right.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly. A hint of regret nagged in the back of Stanley's mind. Should he demonstrate the number 3 for the bucket again?
Yeah. Yes, we will.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
The bucket hasn't been talkative lately. Hasn't been saying anything. Why so quiet?
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He
Yeah.
ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed.
Number
by a
3 is
wave of
hot and all,
rejection,
but number
Stanley
69 is
returned
even
to the
hotter.
elevator.
Okay, alright, yep, well. We smashed the 3 button.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way.
No,
down
I've been
the
trying to
elevator.
show the bucket the number
He
3,
knew
how
there
much it
must
means
be
to
a
me.
way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was
3
a
is good.
solution, mustn't there
It's
be?
not as good as 69. I don't know, 8,085 is pretty hot. 8,085? Not just 8008? Alright, we're gonna go back up.
Said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
Here's
For
the plot
months,
twist.
He advertised and marketed his
I'm probably
press conference,
in the loony
building
bin.
excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
Thank you for the lurk, Trev. Yeah, I know. 8008 is... Oh! 8085 is boobs. That is... I know what 8008
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
Wait. 3 again? 3 again. The Stanley story. Okay, alright. Let's 3 these folks.
There was no one here.
What?
Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak.
Well, of
To
course
listen
not.
to him talk about what it really means.
No one gives a shit
to
about the
press
number 3.
3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting. He was a failure.
Oh, now I
And
feel
in
bad.
that moment, Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real
Maybe if we
respect
talked
between
about
them
Half-Life
had
3
eroded since
instead of
that
just
day at
3.
the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends.
We at least have each
And
other.
Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
But I have my bucket. Right? Oh. Damn. That was a lonely ending. That's why no one came, Vivi. They no longer believe in the number 3. Valve has disappointed them. They've given up hope.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Okay.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You know
No
what
matter
we
how
haven't
hard
tried?
Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his
We haven't tried
co-workers.
jumping off of the platform with the bucket.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
This is true. Every day is a new
Stanley
adventure.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Certainly
But
isn't.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Ooh, okay.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to
Oh,
himself.
we haven't tried
Yes,
staying in
perhaps
this
it
room
really
either.
was.
Hold on, let's
How
stay in here for a while.
insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Because last time the narrator had more stuff to say. He just leaves a notepad on the couch.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right. Then walking to the lounge. Then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
We will get to the lounge when I feel like it. Wife Bucket looks thirsty. We have not filled up this bucket
Perhaps
once.
this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
I mean, the broom closet. Or garage, maybe, yeah.
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge.
Oh, we are in the
Clearly,
lounge.
the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
Get that wife bucket wet. I would love... Actually, we already tried that in the threesome ending. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. Is filling the bucket gonna be something on your OnlyFans page? I am not doing OnlyFans. It is not gonna be a thing. I don't think there's anything else. I guess I just move on. Alright, moving on.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on
Only
the left
buckets.
to get back to business.
How many kids do you guys plan on having? Maybe a couple. And a dog as well. Alright. Have I gone this way? I don't remember going this way. But we're gonna go this way first.
No,
Said the bucket.
We're gonna jump
don't
off.
go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift,
Woo!
yes. Go there.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
What? That's it?
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be.
Yeah.
Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Well, we have a bucket.
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
Yeah, it's a good bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
What did you think was going to happen? I don't know, something different because I had a bucket.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was.
For a hot
Had
second
the
it will
bucket
be.
turned out to be correct.
And we're
Well,
out.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Where does this lead again? That's the meeting room, right? So that goes back on track from where the left path was. We're gonna go down this way.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
This is completely new.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley.
The adventure
We've come
line.
together here because we care about you
My
very much.
ex-wife.
This bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet.
What about
Because
the
that's
baby?
what
I don't remember
fans
the
want from
baby.
a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the
No,
Adventure
we're
Line
fine.
go somewhere new. Yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
The adventure line never led me anywhere good, though. You remember this, narrator. What about... Ooh, look, the broom closet. Oh. Nothing's happening. Okay, all right, cool. Whatever. Look, it's not you, it's me. I just happened to fall in love with a bucket.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Yeah, it did. Just like the old times.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you
Keep
remember all
playing it.
those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this.
I don't remember that
But
part.
if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
What? No, I'm taking my bucket with me wherever I go. You can take my shoes. What the hell? Where are we going? This is creepy. Lion, where are you taking us?
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character.
A brand new character?
This is the Bucket Destroyer.
What?
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
No, I'm not.
Go ahead now,
This is
Stanley.
my wife.
Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
I am not ready. I'll never be ready. How could you do this to me?
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket.
It'll have to
Destroying
go through
buckets
me
is all
if it wants the
knows.
bucket.
That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character
My
with
singular
only one
personality trait is the
deserve to
bucket,
join
too?
the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it.
No.
We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line
No.
or the Bucket Destroyer until
No.
you crush that damn bucket.
No.
Quickly now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans,
No.
Stanley. Give the fans what they
Literally,
want.
no
Hurry
one
and-
is saying that.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Screw the Bucket Destroyer. Don't pay it any respect. What the hell is going on?
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Who made this mess? What's going on?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start at the first section of that room, and then, you know,
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that
let me
read
know if I'm in
Mind
the right
Control
location or in the right
Facility.
spot. So this is it, right? This is the spot. We'll be direct then, the first table, to not waste time. Yeah, okay, thank you. Right over here. There's a chair over here. Oh, hey, look, I can get on the chair. So can I, like... One... Oh! Oh! Oh!
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it.
It's very dark
and you're
down
all
here.
very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours, so here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you.
I mean, I'm an MMO gamer, of course.
We really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. Railings don't mean anything. Good job.
This would be a lot better if there was some light. Maybe I should have turned on the lights first.
You did it. Good job. 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 You did it.
Probably with the bucket, yeah.
You did it. Good job. You did it.
I did it, yes. What a dumb ending that was. Okay, now it's time to do it again with the bucket.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Sure we will.
The embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley
Yeah, we're gonna loosen up the back seating a little bit now that we've, you know, pretty much exhausted most of the obvious routes. Broom closet. Hello, goodbye.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Don't tell me everything immediately, though. Like, I'll ask.
Stepping into
I'll still
his
ask.
manager's office, Stanley
What's
was
next?
once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew
All right,
all along?
we're doing this
Was the
again, but with the bucket.
guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Boop. May want to stick to the right door after the next reset. Just be indirect like this. Yeah, that works. The collectible locations are written on the meeting room whiteboard, by the way. Are they? I didn't read everything.
Stanley and the bucket walked
probably right.
straight ahead
Okay.
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright, so we're gonna jump off with the bucket. Wait, what? Can't do that again. What? That was... Alright, let me turn on the light.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
What horrible secret did this place
Oh,
hold?
there we go. All right,
Stanley
here we
and
go.
the bucket both wondered to themselves. But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall.
Is the bucket all right?
Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here.
How?
A bit cold, perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette.
What, do they order this on Amazon?
The bucket was craving paninis.
Paninis?
But it wasn't until the rugs and the
like
standing
paninis.
lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd
For the
never gotten to
paninis.
fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning.
Well, how hard is it to
Unsettled
clean?
the bucket
Whoa.
deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see
I've
the
already
true
seen the
ending.
true ending.
This made no sense at all.
I need to see the rest of the
Simply
endings.
Trying to live its life down here as comfortably as
There's so many
possible.
pets I haven't
Yet
seen.
Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending.
I would never
But it's
trash
where
my
we
place
happen
like
to
this.
be.
I'm a
And
cleanse.
maybe,
I'm a
possibly,
cleanly,
if we accept
cleanly.
the reality of things. Maybe this will become
Clean person.
an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
What, did we just die?